Media Mesh, where I give you my unapologetic opinion on everything from music, movies, news, reality TV, and so much more as we go down the rabbit hole. Now, number one, thank you for listening. Okay. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. I'm back on my BS, as they say, but really it's no BS at all. What you're about to see is some BS though. You're definitely going to watch that. I talk about this a lot on this channel, is the impact and the ramifications behind the negativity that's purposely put into music. This is a prime example right here, what you're going to see. Courtesy of the internet, I came across this video. It appears to be some kid's party. It's going viral. Let's get right into it, and then let's talk about it. Let's go.
No smoke, no smoke. King! Yeah! Yeah!
All right, so there you have it. So this is a direct I gotta think about this. This is a direct result of the music, of the mindset that develops in a child that's raised by people who are not even mature themselves. Because any conscious person would immediately know that this can't possibly be good. But the fact that this is normal, right? And, on the one hand, the good news is that the fathers are there, right? Because that's a big thing. Sometimes, there's no father in home, or they're dead or in jail, thanks to the music. I digress. But the fact that no one sees anything wrong with this. You got the money, you got the guns, and then you got the little glass of champagne over there. If you look on the table, they got the bottles, they got the jewelry, the little jewels out there, and they're just happy as they can be. Not realizing that they are setting their sons up for the worst case scenario possible, instead of being mature enough to.
Are you really woke now? 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 That the sun's going down, sun's going down, sun's going down. Are you really woke now? Are you really woke now? Are you really woke now? Most don't know what's happening, confused from all they taking in, dealing with abandonment. We've been colored, Afro-African, American, then black again. Most don't even know we never left the land. Throwing niggas off like spears and javelins. Since they came in caravans, took the land. Call us savages, even though they ravage. Big nigga rich, how soon they forget. Call it God's plan, some never overstand. They never overstand. Are you really woke now? 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 Are you really?
The worst case scenario possible. Instead of being mature enough to look at it like, Negro, this is ridiculous. What are we doing? Why are we setting our children up to be a pawn in the devil's game? But listen to the music. No smoke, no smoke. We have been listening to the same style of trap music, if you think about it, right, for at least 10 going on 15 years. When Future came out with that sound, that trap sound, when he first came out, we're still making music in that same vein. The music has not elevated at all. There's been no growth. Drake still used a very similar format with his music. So it's one of these things that just kind of hit and just kind of stayed there. Whereas in the past, like each decade has its own sound. There was something that was new that came out and people started to gravitate toward that. That just goes to show you just how much our growth has been stunted mentally on purpose, because we haven't thought of a new way to create music. We still on the same thing. There's no diversity whatsoever. You're talking about people who are living in the hood, most likely, and the only way that they have found to make money is through these means, all this illegal money. At the same time, we glorify these type of people, and we glorify it by supporting their music. We are okay with watching these films, these hood films, same old story. Negro selling drugs, get caught up, go to jail, then his family come home, free this one, free that one. And the truth is, they should have freed themselves. They should have freed their mind. So you got these people just going around doing the same old things. Excuse me. Just being a clone. Just being clones. This is sad. Let's get to the comments. You know how I do. All right, let's get to the comments. It's funny how it's only sad when we have guns, but white kids can hold them and poof them, shall we say, for the sake of YouTube, without sending judgment until it's a school shooting. Not saying holding them at this party was a smart idea, but we got to teach our kids how to protect ourselves with the right to bear arms. Each one teach one. Yeah, no, this is not the example of that. It's one thing if you have a civilized, okay, I get what he's saying in one regard. Yes, we do need to teach our children how to handle weapons, right? For self-defense, and you never know what's coming down the line. Yes. But when you look at the environment from the white people that he alluded to, their children are not at a damn birthday party glorifying this garbage. Yes, they're having arms training, but it's in a number one, how can I put it? It's in a controlled environment, right? And there's actually purpose and there's structure to what's taking place. This is just not something that's being glorified or celebrated. So that's a ridiculous point. Okay, so this is not an example of that. Of course, you're going to be ridiculed when you are exemplifying the very problem with Black America today. Not all of us, obviously. Of course, this is for a small segment of people, yes, but these are the images that get to the mainstream news. You don't see the dad that's the mechanic and doing the great things in the neighborhood and, going to the football games and coaching, all that type of stuff. You don't see all that type of stuff. People who actually spend time with their kids. That's not the images that's going to be projected for the black man. So let's just keep it real. All right, let's move on. So another person says, the older I get, I'm starting to understand the term. There's black people and then there's Negroes, negus. Even though I know other folks see us as the same. That's an excellent point. And I felt that way too. Because there is a distinct difference between black people and, ninjas. Big difference. And, can you blame them? I don't know. Let's move on. So we have another person who says when are we going to realize that we really are what's holding us back? It's a point there. All right. Someone else says, agreed. This isn't goal you want to set for your children. So I think they meant to say something. This isn't the goal you want to have for your children. Let your children have fun, but something that uplifts them, brings positivity. This is not it. Be careful who you allow in your child's lives and their influence. This is all true. So by and large, the majority of us seem to be on point with this. Let me see if I can find a detractor. So we got to find somebody. It's got to be somebody. But yeah, this is where we are. And now I'm not against the pow, right? By no means. That's the amendment. It's there for a reason. We do have the right to bear arms. So absolutely. And the truth is, how things are happening and how people are moving, you probably would be best served if you did have something to protect yourself in this day and time, because people are getting desperate. Well, people have been desperate, but it seems like it's just elevating. You don't have, well, if you think about it, right? If we're not going to school, we're not trying to get skills or further ourselves, further education in whatever capacity that is. If you're not trying to advance or evolve as a person, then obviously you're going to go backwards. You're going to devolve, if that's a word I just made up, but it sounded good. You see what I'm saying? So you're either going forward or you're going backwards. So every decision that you make is either pushing you closer to your goal, if you even have a goal, right? Or you're retrogressing. So this would be a good example of backwards thinking. You know, these are our brothers. So of course we want them to do better, because again, they are there in their kids' lives. This is good, but you're being a horrible example, right? But most of these cats probably done been to jail. I would almost bet every single dude in this video has served some time. I know that sounds bad to say as a melanated person, but I'm pretty damn sure. You know what I'm saying? And the saddest part is, I'm pretty damn sure, unless someone comes and intervenes in the lives of these little boys, they too will suffer the same fate. And it ain't even their fault. And then you're talking another generation that's going to be back into the prison system. And then if they do survive, if they do make it through, what are they going to teach their children, unless somebody has an epiphany, unless somebody in the neighborhood, in the community, who has enough balls to stand up and say, hey, listen, guys, nah, we can't do this. It's not what we're doing. Our people have been through too much hell or hot water over here in this country. You know, being here, having your land taken from you, then called you all types of names other than what your original title was. You know, you're confused. You know, it's just too much. We have been through way too much as a people to allow this foolishness to go on. So that's why we're talking about it. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. You know, I could be wrong. I could be off. I don't know. I've been wrong before. So let me know. We'll go from there. Until next time, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you. Love y'all. Deuces.